Loved that. I thought it was really, really special. I can't wait for people to read that and be able to sort of chat to them about it. In your intro, you mentioned the house, which is something I'd love to talk to you about. This amazing glass house. It's almost like a character or a presence throughout the book. It has its own role. So I'd love if you could talk to us about the house and its relevance in the story as well.
Yeah, completely. So there are the two houses really. So there is the glass house, which is in this wilderness, and there's a lot of weather in this book. I always like to write the climate and sort of my nudge to the climate crisis in there. So it's almost this sort of liminal space, actually, the glass house where the family are here for a week, and everything starts to change from them. They're in this kind of huge sort of moment of sort of steadily gathering flux. um, but it's this seemingly perfect house. It's beautiful, it's exquisite, but there is a seeping bad smell in the house. And I think really I was thinking a lot about curated social media, about consumerism, about what you see is not necessarily what you get. And so, in terms of this family and this sort of yes, it's sort of an image of perfectionism, the glass house, but really, actually, it's see through, and we're starting to see through to the secrets and the sort of the darker depths that's sort of underneath this family. But also, it was really in contrast to the house that I mentioned before, the Dartmouth Park house, where the Fisher sisters grew up, and the house that Patrick and Vivian bought. And as I say, the scene that they dismantled this house that was in flats, and they built it together, and that was sort of building their family. And the Dartmouth Park house is imperfect. It's got scratches in the walls, and it's got a wonky spice rack and a you know broken chair. But it's a home. And I feel that this, again, getting back to that notion of memory, and homes being a real repository for our memories in a literal sense, but also in a more philosophical sense, in that our past selves are stitched into the fabric of the houses that we've lived in. And I think a lot about this with my daughters, a house that we lived in before this house, that we brought them back to as babies, and gosh, that's such a huge part of your identity and who you were. I still dream about my childhood homes, that it really kind of it builds you. It's a part of you, and yeah, a repository for memories. And I think that's sort of analogous with that sort of the sisterhood. Your sisters are also repositories for your memories, and you may have experienced them in different ways, and often do. And there are sort of I try to show that in the book, actually, how they have experienced the same event in a very different way, and kind of rewritten it as we've gone on. So yes, all I loved writing those houses, and yes, the imperfection versus the seeming perfection, and yeah.